back to another episode of CountryCulture, y'all! We are here with Chris. Same guy.
You're recording me now.
Yeah. It's Mountain Dew, who cares? Same guy that went fishing with us twice. So here we are with his gun collection.
I'm into historical weapons because I believe our history is important. This was my great-grandfather's gun. It's a 1800s Lefevre 12 gauge side-by-side, really designed for bird hunting and home protection if needed.
Have you fired it?
Last time I fired this was probably about 25 years old.
So we're gonna have fun shooting a gun that hasn't been shot in 25 years. I'm excited to shoot that one. So yes, as Chris said, our history is important, and what better history book than the Bible?
Yeah, I'm going to show you some of that too.
Okay, there we go.
I really believe in a complete history, not just physical,
Right.
but spiritual.
Right. There you
And my family is deep on the spiritual side of our history, which I've got some things I drug out to show you on that too. This is a Savage.
Savage. Oh my
222
lantern.
Remington.
Oh my dear Lord.
This was my personal favorite. This was my grandfather's gun, and my personal favorite. This is actually the gun that I made my longest offhand shot.
Explain what offhand
Offhand
means.
is you just pull up, aim, and squeeze. 425 yards, I nailed a woodchuck. Offhand.
That's a far shot. Even with having a rest, but
we think it was half luck. We really do.
what?
We think it was half luck.
It might have been.
That's a far shot,
It is
man.
a far shot.
That's
but
yeah.
It wasn't a killing shot, but he wasn't going anyplace. He was running in circles because I took 2 of his legs out
With one shot.
with 1 shot.
Okay. Now, how long has it been since that one's been fired?
That one,
Was it since that kill?
yes. That one was actually 3 years ago.
Okay.
This next one is the one I've actually made my longest shot with.
I thought you just said that was your long.
No, that was my
Your
longest
longest
offhand shot.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
This one was my dad's. He
Is
gave
this
it-
what I think it is? This one?
No,
Oh.
not this one. This is the one my dad and I used when we hunt woodchucks together. This is a 22-250.
250. There you go.
Notice I always make sure that the chamber's open and clear. Chamber is where the bullet goes when you're ready to fire. And you always want it, whenever you're handling the gun, you want to make sure that the gun is empty. Until you have visually checked, a gun is loaded.
Always treat your gun like it's loaded.
Exactly. Like I said, this is one I made my longest shot with.
How far?
675 yards.
You killed a woodchuck.
Killed a woodchuck, a single shot.
You must have
I
woodchuck
called it a
issues.
reverse Mohawk. Because I took him right between the eyes and it peeled the center of his head right off.
Nice.
When was this gun?
I don't know the entire history on that one.
You don't know
That was a gift from my father,
Okay.
and it has
Do you
sentimental.
know, like, was that his first gun? Or
No.
someone else
It
handed that
was a gun he picked up for varmint hunting.
to him? Okay.
He picked that up, and then my mom had a 273.
Okay.
And they went plinking with that, and I got to go occasionally.
All right, let's see the big one.
Big gun.
Big gun.
Well, it's not actually that big.
Well, one of the most fascinating ones.
It is fascinating.
It's fascinating other than the mystery gun. We don't get that one yet. Y'all gotta wait to see that one.
Now this, I would have to say right now, is kind of semi a prize of the collection. This particular weapon, they started manufacturing in 1964.
1964?
1964. That's when the military decided that what they were using, which is what was part of the mystery gun, it needed to be updated. So they updated with what people know as the M16. And this is as close to an M16 military issue as you're going to get.
As a normal person that's not in the military is gonna get.
Correct. Well, actually, this one is actually issued through the military.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah, because this is what they call a match grade. This was issued for the guys that shot competitively for the military. When they got them, they got to keep them. Dad actually bought this gun because he competitively shot in the military.
Oh,
Wow.
This is a Colt
Holy
AR-15.
cow.
Now, you said that was in 1964?
They started manufacturing these in 1964.
Little small tidbit. My old man was born in 64.
Okay.
I was born in 62.
Oh, you're older than that. Ouch!
Just because I love history, don't make me history.
All right. Did you get that gun in the 90s? Is when you got that gun?
My dad purchased it in the 90s for his competition.
So, 1990 model AR-15 to look like an M16. Now, I'm going to show you guys something that is closer to today's. This is nowadays what the AR-15 looks like. Look at the difference on them. Adjustable stock. You have your composited stock. And he has his M16 barrel. I do not. I have one that can put all sorts of different attachments, like lights and all that kind of stuff. He does not, man.
This
And
rifle.
it's military
Another
grade.
thing you do if you compare the barrels, hold them up like this. If you know, well, you can't really see it, but this barrel is actually a little bit thicker than this barrel, designed for the competitive shooting. It's more accurate.
I'm excited to shoot this double barrel side-by-side shotgun. That's a zombie gun, man. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's do this. Spiritual history, y'all.
Spiritual history. What is spiritual history?
I don't know. You told me you're the teacher.
The Bible.
Yeah. Bible. Yeah, basically Bible.
Yes.
It's-
The
our
greatest
spiritual
history book
is
ever.
how we view the history of our Christianity, our spiritual life. I got a pretty good idea of Tiffany's. I mean, she's a, what would you call you, a PK?
I'm a
Preacher's
redhead.
kid?
Oh yeah, that I am.
What?
I said I'm a redhead.
No,
so-
what did he say?
Well, we
He
don't
said
get
I'm
into the whole
PK.
redhead
I don't know
thing.
what PK is.
Preacher's kid.
Preacher's
but-
kid.
Oh, preacher's kid, yeah.
Isn't that a little stereotypical?
Well, yes and no. Okay.
Oh, here we
In
go.
this context, I would say no. It just gives us a clue as to the background of your family's spiritual history. In other words, what you believe, why you believe it. It's a history of your family. What about you, Tan? What about your family?
Christianity, non-denominational. My grandma went to a Methodist church. I'm non-denominational, but the rest of my history I believe is Methodist.
My family, my grandfather was actually raised Catholic.
Okay.
He was converted to being saved, only after he met my grandmother. My grandmother actually led him to the Lord.
Hey,
Oh.
Tiffany, let me know,
There
Lord.
you go. She
Oh,
told him
What?
she would not go out with him until he started going to church with her.
Oh,
Because she was raised in the Baptist Methodist
Right.
faith. When Grandpa got out of the Catholic Church and into the Baptist Church and was taught what receiving Christ was all about, being saved, hook, line, and sinker, he was hooked for life. In fact, when my grandfather passed away, one of the things he did is he always picked up the neighborhood kids and took them to church with him.
Oh,
And one of the
okay.
families, the father was a devout atheist. And at my grandfather's funeral, he testified of my grandfather's testimony of what he thought of my grandfather. He says, he's the only Christian I knew who actually lived what he preached. My grandfather is my hero. The reason I do what I do is because of what my grandfather taught me. In fact, part of my history, what I brought today, right there,
you know, I said that.
is my crown jewel of my collection.
I said this a while ago. You know, when I got older and my grandpa started to teach me how to play euchre, we were sitting there at the table, we were playing poker this time, and I said, you know, Grandpa, someday I wish I could be as good as Grandpa as you are. And that, like, sent him a message, and I still live to that.
That is the Bible that my grandfather carried the last 40 years of his life.
He's old.
Look at the edges of those pages. That's what spiritual history is all about.
Holy
When you love your Bible enough that you're wearing it out.
Let's do this. Safety first, kids. Try to hit shoot it, whatever you want to do.
Ryan. Did you really just do that? Wow. you break it?
Yeah, you broke it. So you got to break it.
That's not what I meant by broken. I meant
Oh.
destroyed. Did you destroy it?
All right, Chris, you're up.
Wow.
What? He hit it.
Tiffany,
I don't know.
take a
I got
shot.
2 more if you want it.
Come on, it's all you.
I'll go up there and get them.
You're gonna like this. Fire at will.
Oh, there she goes. That's it.
That was
So
fun.
that gun is 1980 or 1880.
1880?
1980 is 100.
Hey, James, what's up? Hey, we got James here, buddy.
And from 1980
Got a bacon shirt.
to 2000 is 20 years. 2020 is 20 more years. So that's 40. So that's 140 years old.
That gun, we just shot a 140-year-old gun. We can shoot from up here for a distance.
Yep.
Because they are designed for far shooting and for hitting a small target. I don't know if you've all seen the movie The Patriot. Aim small, miss small. Like, small. What we're going to do is we're going to try to hit the smiley face target that is
What?
way down there. We got a mystery box. James is going to pick what gun to shoot. He doesn't know what's in any of these.
This one's already been shot, so we can take it
Okay,
out.
yeah, take
Yeah,
that.
that one's out. If this one's yours, I kind of want to go with this one.
Oh, I know what that one is.
All right. Show the folks at home how to load your gun up.
Chamber's empty.
Empty.
Yep.
Mag.
Flip, mag, whatever you want to call it.
Magazine.
Magazine.
Yeah.
Slip it in there. Push it home. To release it, little button. Pull it and it comes out.
All right. Fire a will.
Fire at will.
Fire a will. Not at us.
Not at you.
At the target.
At the
At the
target.
target.
Smiley
Start
face.
running!
I heard it.
Nice shoot, Tex.
I missed it.
It's okay.
Mag. In. I pushed the wrong one.
That was the release.
Cut. Now we're good.
Now we're good.
This is the military
Here we go.
edition AR-15.
Made by Mattel. It is swell.
AR does not stand for assault rifle. AR stands for Armalite.
Armalite.
Armor light.
Armor.
Yep. Actually, the composite is actually made by Mattel. And when they issued them in Vietnam, the guys in Vietnam had this saying, made by Mattel, boy, it's swell.
I was wondering what you were talking about.
When was
This here is the lock
For this.
just
James for the mag?
For that.
Yep, this is.
Yep. Yep. You guys definitely used to bolt action, are you?
No, sir. No. We live in the 2000s, not the 1800s.
That ain't 1800.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You know, I just sort of slap you.
Well,
Well,
That was pretty cool.
it's sprayed. I don't think we did all that today per se, but we can say that we did.
Look at this. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool.
We think Canton did that.
That would explain my shot.
Look at all the back.
They're thinking
Oh,
of
that's kinda
this,
cool.
that these are from more today.
Yep.
Apparently, this
All
is
right.
where you can tell.
That's what
It
I
looks
think
like
we got
it
had
has
enough
the
power to do
measles.
it.
Huh?
What?
It looks like it has the measles.
Measles?
Measles?
I would say mumps.
Yeah. So, all right, here we are, y'all, at the end of the video. Before I even get to there, hope you guys are ready. CrossCulture is opening up our online store for our new website now, and we're gonna have CrossCulture t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts. We're gonna have them all, and we're also gonna have some merch for a country culture.
Please.
Actor of the Year award. He gets an Emmy. I don't think that's
An Emmy?
an Emmy.
An Emmy?
An Emmy?
What?
An Emmy. I don't think that's acting.
The
I think those
Emmy.
are Grammys.
I think maybe, yeah, well, I think maybe a raspberry.
Crap.
Alright, so anyway, for CountryCulture, we're gonna also have t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, and all. When we get the website up, we'll have our link in the description. We're gonna start representing CountryCulture. Here we shot some pretty interesting guns that were all from the past and that have a history to them. One that I am extremely fascinated in is the AR-15. Fascinated with the history, and history is what made this world. That's what made America. The
It is,
history.
yes. Yep. And,
Yep.
and those weapons are part of our cultural history.
I love that. Honestly, I love being able to understand where something that we use today started from. Christianity, y'all. Jesus, way back into history. Huh? What history book are you gonna be able to find this person named Jesus? The Bible, y'all.
Bible.
The Bible. The greatest history book in the world. And I put my hand on the Bible on that one. Fill me in on this, guy. I gotta go to
So,
Chris
okay,
Van.
okay.
Sunday teacher. Sunday school
yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
Sunday school teacher, yeah.
For how many years? 7 years?
17 years.
17 years Sunday school teacher,
Yeah.
so he knows it. He knows the
Well, my thought on this, historical guns, the history of this nation, how we defended ourselves. Christianity is the same way. When we're out in the world, we should be defending ourselves.
jazz. Yep.
And just like today, what were we actually doing today? We were practicing using weapons to defend ourselves. Now here's where you're going to bring it home. How
what?
often?
Here's what?
Here's where you're going to bring it home.
Okay.
Bring
I
it
can't
home.
hear you. There's Harleys. I
Oh,
want a Harley.
there's another
No.
American icon.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No.
let's bring this home.
Okay.
We were practicing with weapons that are intended for defense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this country was started by what? The shot heard around the world.
Right?
Oh yeah,
The Revolutionary War. Our Christian history is no different. We need to defend that too.
Oh yeah. Every
Okay.
every
So now
every
here's
day
the,
is a battle.
Every day is a battle. So, how do you practice that?
Praying and your Bible.
Your Bible.
Yes,
Your
yes.
Bible. You got to get into that Bible. It's practicing the weapon that God has given us in the world to defend ourselves against the world and the things that are in charge of this world.
That is your
Agreed.
bazooka that I wish that we were able to shoot.
But that there is actually known as the sword of the spirit.
It's still a weapon.
Yes.
Okay,
it's still a
interesting
weapon.
story. Interesting story. Oh, story time.
Story time.
Back in Jesus' time, okay, on the day that he was betrayed, the day he was betrayed, they went to the garden. Does anybody remember that story very well?
Yeah.
Of what happened? Okay, they were in the garden,
They were in
and
the
the
garden.
people came up, and what
And-
happened?
One of the guys, I forgot.
Yep.
I forgot his name, but he got up and cut the guy's
Okay,
ear
that's exactly what I was looking
Oh,
for. Okay,
that
it was
was-
Peter. It was Peter.
Peter.
Can you tell me the other guy's name?
off.
I cheated. I looked it up earlier. It's Malchus.
No.
Oh, alright.
Here's what I'm getting at. In this country, we have the right and privilege of carrying a weapon for defense.
Yep.
Okay. Where did Peter get his sword?
Made it?
No. It said Peter drew his sword because he had one. Now here's
So
my
he already
question
had
for
one,
you.
though.
Yes, he already had. Now here's my question. If we're not given a God-given right to have a weapon, would Jesus have not told Peter to leave his sword home?
Good point. That's a good point. You're actually
So if we're supposed to have these weapons, we need to practice with them, learn how to handle them correctly. And the biggest in this battle, in this world, is your Bible.
Yep.
That's
It
true.
may be referred to as a sword, but I'll tell you what.
It
In
sure
any
helps
battle,
a
in
lot.
any spiritual battle, in any spiritual battle, it goes beyond being a sword.
That's right.
That's the bazooka you were talking about.
Exactly. Exactly.
Your Bible's a bazooka,
It's- that Bible is as big a hit part of the history of this country as
anything-
our weapons.
As our weapons, as anything else that is in this world, our Bible.
It's the one thing that sets this country apart.
The history is what made this world, and we don't want it to stop.
The best thing to say is, when it comes to the history, if you don't pay attention to the history and learn from it, you're doomed to repeat it.
And yes, you're gonna make the same mistakes.
Just gonna keep making the same mistakes.
Yep.
So
You'll learn from your experiences
Yep.
and from
Yes,
your
that's your history.
from people's past
yes, that's
experiences.
the history.
And the people don't like history because not all history was good. There are
But you
some
still
bad
learn from
things, but you still learn from it. And even the bad things that have happened. For instance, let's go to the Bible. When Saul, before he became Paul, was a murderer.
Yes.
But then, so that's his past. All right, that's his history. But then what happened later? On the road to Damascus, he found Christ found him.
Yep.
James has a question.
Christ found him. and then his history changed from being a murderer to going out there everywhere in the world and spreading the gospel.
And that proves the worst of the worst can even become a Christian. Sorry about that.
No,
No, you're good. That's a perfect point. That's very true, man. Very true. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Country Culture.
It's
Very
been fun again, guys.
It was fun. It's always fun
Yeah.
with Chris, you guys. It's always fun.
Thanks for having us in.
All right, guys.
See ya.
We'll catch you guys later, but be sure to hit that bell and get notified every single time that we drop a video every Thursday. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.